am I right in saying, and this is off the internet, so I never know if it's true, but that because you work with Rick Rubin a lot, and that he kind of urged you to start with melodies and start with...
It was interesting because Rick had worked with people and artists that wrote in the manner that we did on this record. Mm-hmm. And so for Rick, one of the recurring, I guess, hang-ups in our process is we'd have these tracks, and then we would, once we had the track, it'd be like, oh, this track's pretty interesting, like, let's see what happens. And then me and Mike would get in there and start like scatting over the song. And so there were no lyrics. It was like these loose like melody ideas, like la na 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 kind of stuff, right? And so like Rick would be like,
in the beginning, he loved it.
It was frustrating because every single track was like that. It was like, it wasn't like, okay, I can get past it on this one thing. He was like, I just don't have a reference. Like, what do you, I need to know what you're trying to say. So like, he was like, just say words, you know? And then we would try to like freestyle words, and then we'd just like write stuff down. And it was like, it took us a while to get out of our comfort zone, which was something that we were very good at. We could see the vision, but it's hard for someone who doesn't have it in their head to get that from just
including the other guys in the band, because like one of the reasons why we ended up scatting so much, at least, no, I know you and I talked about this. I was going to say I thought that it was just me, but I think it's you and I both talked about this, is that inevitably when you start adding words to a song, some of them are not going to be keepers. Some of them are not going to be as good, right? And so you've got the song where in between each line, like there's some words that are good and some words that are bad and some words that are in between, and then inevitably those words get locked into the other guys in the band, into their head, and they go, oh, that's that song, I don't like that song. But it's really because they like the song. They might like the song, but they don't like certain lyrics, and they don't know which ones they don't like. It ends up feeling like, oh, I just don't like the song. So we ended up saying like, well, the unfinished words keep coloring the demos. Let's just take the words out and just sing la 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 the whole time, and then they won't be able to say like, oh, I don't like the song about the juicer, because right? It's like, well, that line is like a disposable line. Like it's not what the song is about. There's just one line in there you don't like. So on this record we just did it differently, and it ended up being so much more about, this is what I want to say. Like, I'm coming in the door. What is it you're passionate about? You know, what do we want to talk about today? And those things drove the whole process in every song. And then we built the songs around those things. We built them around, like, in addition to the content, we built them around, like, what key should Chester sing in?
But it's incredible, like, it's incredible the difference having a solid idea and having it come from an honest, coming from an authentic, like a unforced, because we've always written honestly, even when the music kind of evokes a certain emotion, you write honestly about it. But when you come in and have a conversation and it's like everyone's like, yeah, like let's tap into that thing, and then you start writing, and then you get it all done, like even if there is a few words to change around or move or add something different, and then you sing it through and you get to sit with it and then perform it well, and like you play that with no track and just a piano and a guitar or something, the song has power. Right. And all of a sudden, people, you know, everyone in the group is just like gravitating towards songs really quickly, so that most of the time we worked on the record was actually building the sounds and building the sonic landscape of the record, as opposed to, you know, kind of throwing it in at the end. And that was really, I think, Rick's frustration was like, you guys just kind of throw the vocals in at the end, like. And he's like, kind of it's like kind of the most important part.
He said at one point, he's like, you guys spend so much time on the track and so little time on the vocals. It's like a miracle that it works. Like,
it's a miracle.
He said that.
He's like, you guys spend like zero time on the most important part of the song.
But so is the result that this album, One More Light, that it is more introspective because of that kind of approach, and that you had ideas of, then we want to talk about this is important.
But we're also just at a certain like place in our like mind state, or like a certain place in our lives.
I think, you know, if this had been written, if we had started writing in 2015 when I personally was just like fuck the world, it would have been I would have been in there like singing songs about fuck the world. Like, you know, like I remember I still have lyrics in my phone. Like one of the songs is called I Hate the World right now. And that's literally like the punchline of that was the whole chorus.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
And like,
I love that.
you know, the lyrics were like, I want to punch a hole through the ceiling. You know what I mean? Like, that was where I was at. And then, you know, I got through that part, and then I got through another part, and then it was talking about where I was at after all of those emotions and kind of like dealing with that. So it really is a good representation of where we are now as opposed to anything else. Yeah. And
then final question, because my time's up. But so, is there a silver lining about 2015 for you now?
No, I fucking hate that.
Fair enough.
Fuck 2015.
All right.
Right in its butthole. And then 2016, there's a silver lining, but still fuck 2016. 2017 is badass. Love it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time.